We've had academicians, we've had theoreticians, we've had all of these brilliant, pointy-head think tank people that never spent a day in the Rust Belt, much less in the private sector, opining from the faculty lounge or wherever they repose, claiming that, well, those days and those industries and those jobs, they're long gone. We don't have any prayer. It's just part of the transformation of America. We must accept the decline and move on. You watch. The Commerce Secretary and the Treasury Secretary that Trump announced yesterday have promised 3 to 4% economic growth. They damn well are going to fix the Rust Belt. That's the whole point here. They're going to lower taxes. They're going to come up with incentives to inspire a rebirth of the private sector economy. That's what this is all about. Domestic policy, anyway. That's what the immigration policy is going to be about. It's about reviving a moribund domestic economy, which the left has given up on. They prefer the government running as much of the economy as they can anyway, because they think people in the private sector are the ones that don't know what they're doing, or they are cheats, or they are liars, or they scam people. The only intelligent people are in think tanks and in government and the faculty lounge, don't you know? So the New York Times, I'll tell you what's going to happen here. The Trump agenda is going to succeed wildly. The never-Trumpers and the leftists are going to witness it, and they're not going to know how to react to it. And they're going to get even more out of control as Trump succeeds. He's putting great people in these positions, folks. He's putting people who know how to fix what's wrong. He's putting people in there who know how markets work and are prepared to establish policies, which is largely going to be just getting government out of the way, so that markets can function. On immigration, you know what they're going to do? The first thing they're going to do, they're just going to start enforcing a law. Do you realize the big difference that will make in immigration? You don't need a new comprehensive immigration bill. They just need some people, and Sessions is the guy, to enforce existing law, which is not being done right now. So the New York Times firmly believes that Trump, because Obama couldn't do it, Obama tried. He saved the automobile industry with his stimulus package, rebuilding roads and bridges and infrastructure. And Obama really cared about this more than Republicans do. And still, we are stagnating with economic growth that doesn't even reach 1%. We haven't had 2 successive quarters with economic growth anywhere near even 2.5% for 8 years. Because we don't have an administration anybody knows how it works. We got people in this administration who resent what is called a private sector. They resent private business. They consider people in private business to be cheats, scam artists, kill their customers, destroy the planet. That's how they look at them. Trump doesn't, obviously. But I'm going to be patiently waiting for Trump's economic policies to pay off, which really are no more complicated than this. You get rid of ridiculous and onerous regulations. You get rid of roadblocks and obstacles that have been placed in the way by government. Basically, you just get government out of the way and you turn the market over to people who are incentivized because they're human beings to do well. Just turn the market over. Just markets work. Let people run their magic, do their magic with them. That's all it takes. It doesn't take gobs and gobs of legislation. It just requires government getting out of the way. People will take care of their own self-interest. Liberals don't trust that because to them self-interest is selfishness. And that's not good because then liberal voters get screwed in their minds. Because liberals haven't taught their voters how to be self-sufficient. And this is just going to be, it may even end up being a reenactment of sorts of the robust economic growth of the 1980s, but against the backdrop of the media and the Democrats saying it's not possible, because if Obama couldn't do it, nobody else can do it. Obama's the smartest. Hillary didn't win. She could have done it. Trump's a boob, doesn't know what he's doing. When it works, it's going to be juicy to watch these people's react.
The Commitment on the EIB Network. News at the top of every day. News Radio KFBK.
Well, it's a new year here, folks, but it's the same IRS. The new year puts us into us, the taxpayers. In fact, in New Jersey, where they are instituting these types of pretrial release programs, the projected costs are going to exceed $500 million. Just imagine what they would cost us here in California. If you have any questions about this situation, or if you're ever in need of a bail bond, call Greg Padilla Bail Bonds at 446-BOND. That's 446-BOND.
An interesting group accepts an invitation to perform in Donald Trump's inaugural parade. We'll tell you who that is coming up at 9:30.
No, it's a major theme. This is why I'm going to have to spend some time on this. You know, on the cutting edge of societal evolution here, what I say is if you listen regularly here, you're going to be aware of things before they hit the mainstream. And I'm telling you that this whole theme that democracy itself is imperiled, that the Constitution itself hangs in the balance because of the election of Donald Trump. It started pre-election in the New York Times by a writer, a lecturer at Harvard, not a professor, a lecturer. He has since written again with data to prove it, citing the surveys of young people who claim that they're not that concerned if democracy went by the wayside. The clear effort here is to present the election of Trump and the people who elected Trump, not just Trump, but the people who elected him, as a clear and present danger and threat to the very existence of our country. You must keep in mind that the people trying to gin up this fear are the very people who have spent the last 8 years trying to do just that. They have been trying to subvert and suborn the Constitution. They have been claiming publicly they were transforming America away from its founding, because our founding was unjust and immoral with racism and sexism and bigotry and homophobia and all of that. And now they're back claiming that Trump poses this threat, as do his voters, as does his voter base. So I'm going to have to get it. They're already fundraising off of this, so I'll spend some time on it as we continue.
News Radio KFBK. First with Sacramento's news, traffic, and weather.
Good morning, it's 9:30. I'm Ryan Harris, News Radio KFBK. Well, we'll tell you about another earthquake in an area where there's been quite a bit of cluster coming up here in 60 seconds. But first, traffic and weather together. Here's KFBK's Bob Williams.
This report brought to you by LifeLock. We have reports of a fire hydrant being struck and water in the roadway. Gerber Road at Stockton Boulevard. Sand being called for. Highway 49 southbound LeBar Meadows Road. This is south of Grass Valley due to heavy snow falling in the area. Ladder in the roadway. Westbound Cap City Freeway approaching the East Street off-ramp. Latest on chain requirements on 80 Colfax to 7 miles east of Truckee. US 50 still 3 miles east of Placerville and Myers. Grabbing coffee or breakfast. If you swipe your card, you leave a trail of digital information thieves can use to steal your identity. Ever hear of LifeLock? Their US-based team of specialists help resolve identity theft problems. Go to lifelock.com now. Use promo code RISK to save 10%. Your next report at 10 o'clock from the West Haven Solar Traffic Center. I'm Bob Williams, News Radio KFBK.
Look for scattered showers for the valley today. Low snow in the Sierra. We could see those snow levels down to about 1,500 feet with accumulations above 2,000 feet throughout the day ahead. So be aware of that if you're trying to head through the foothills or the Sierra this afternoon. I'm KCRA 3 meteorologist Tamara Berg on News Radio KFBK.
And right now, we are still under cloudy skies, and we're looking at 44 degrees here in Sacramento. Your time now 9:31, and our top story has been another earthquake in an area where there's been a lot of earthquakes lately, just over the state line in Nevada near the town of Hawthorne, and it's a magnitude of 5.7. We'll continue to keep an eye and let you know if there's any damage or injuries from that one. A man is dead after an early Sunday morning hit-and-run crash in North Sacramento. Sacramento police say it happened on Rio Linda Boulevard near Alamos around 12:30 a.m. They found a man hit by a vehicle, left some debris behind. The man also died at the scene. Investigators say they are looking for a white pickup or SUV that'll likely have some front-end damage. Stay connected. Your next update coming up at 10 o'clock. News alerts immediately at KFBK.com. I'm Brian Harris, News Radio, KFBK.
When the organizers of the 1963 March on Washington asked Americans to walk with us, over 250,000 Americans from different races, religions, and backgrounds came together to march.
Who you're walking with is just as important as what you're marching for.
On Monday, January 16th, invite someone from a different background to walk with you in MLK 365's March for the Dream.
Go to MLK365.org and create an invitation tree so you can ask someone to
Walk with us. Walk with us at MLK 365 March for the Dream. MLK365.org.
Stop smoking with Mark Patrick Hypnosis for only $49.99 guaranteed. 10 a.m. Saturday, January 7th at the Rancho Cordova Holiday Inn. 12 noon Sunday, January 8th at the Roseville Best Western Plus Orchard Hotel. And 2 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. Monday, January 9th at the Sacramento Hilton Garden Inn South Natomas. More info at markpatrickseminars.com.
This is Jeff.
Hi.
Jeff has a few things in life he isn't sure about, like how to ask out Joanna.
I'm just trying to work out the best way to do it.
But one thing Jeff does know is that the experts at nerdwallet.com make finding the right credit cards easy. Using your
preferences, nerdwallet.com searches through over 1,700 credit cards to find the ones that match you best. By the way, who are you?
Me.
And why are you following me? It's creepy. Visit nerdwallet.com to make sure you have the credit cards that work best for you. Because nothing beats knowing. Nerdwallet.com.
Filing your taxes alone might sound fast, but with Jackson Hewitt, you could get money today. This year, the IRS announced delayed refunds. But at Jackson Hewitt, you could get an express refund advance of up to $1,300, 0% APR loan. Can't get that online, only with Jackson Hewitt. Stop by your local Jackson Hewitt today. Express refund advance is an optional tax refund-related loan provided by MetaBank. It is not the actual tax refund. Tax returns may be filed electronically without applying for this loan. $200 to $1,300 with income verification. Availability and loan amounts are subject to certain conditions and locations. Visit jacksonhewitt.com for details.
Depend on KFBK for updated traffic reports every 10 minutes, mornings and afternoons.
The best of Rush Limbaugh. Having more fun than a human being should be allowed to have. Rush Limbaugh. Our telephone number 800-282-2882. Do you remember how all the experts at the Associated Press, the rest of the drive-by media, said that Trump would never be able to stop companies like Carrier from moving to Mexico? And they said that if he tried,